We need prayers. Please, just pray for her." That's what Remy Ma's cousin screamed through tears on IG Live, moments before collapsing into a chair in a dimly lit hospital hallway. The family didn't want to go public, but after what the doctor told them in that cold, sterile room, they had no choice. Because according to leaked hospital records and one insider nurse who allegedly works night shift at Mount Sinai, Remy Ma might not survive the night. Let that sink in. The same woman who fought for her life in prison, who rebuilt her legacy brick by brick beside Papoose, is now hooked to machines. With her entire family hovering outside, I see you in shock, disbelief, and rage. And get this, Papoose isn't talking. Not to press, not to fans, not even to Remy's own mother. Why? What is he hiding? And why was Remy's secret stress triggered just days after a private confrontation backstage with someone nobody expected? We've got the messages, the recordings, the tears, and the one thing the family doesn't want out. Is Remy already gone? Don't blink, don't skip. This is the most intense story we've ever told. Before the sirens, before the prayer posts, before the whispers of she might not make it, there were signs that something wasn't right with Remy Ma. But no one wanted to believe it. She was the strong one, the fighter. The Bronx-bred queen who took a bid, came home swinging, and resurrected her career with poise, fire, and elegance. She was the woman who stood beside Papoose like a rock through scandals, through shade, through every jab the industry tried to throw at her. But behind the scenes, something was cracking. Sources close to the family say it started weeks ago. Small things, missed calls, slurred words on live, canceled appearances. But Remy kept brushing it off like nothing. Just tired, she'd say. Too many rehearsals, she claimed. But there was one incident that even her team couldn't ignore. At a private pre-awards industry dinner in Manhattan, eyewitnesses say Remy left the table mid-sentence, staggering toward the restroom. Pale, clutching her chest, she didn't return. Her publicist allegedly told guests she had a migraine. But an insider told us exclusively that wasn't no migraine. That was a panic attack, or worse. Her mood had changed too. People noticed how quiet she became. During her last two interviews, fans commented that she seemed off, looked sick, and didn't sound like herself. One chilling clip from a backstage camera showed her standing alone, staring into space, her hands trembling slightly, and Papoose. He was distracted, distant for months. Fans speculated that their relationship was under pressure after rumors emerged about a mysterious woman seen with Papoose outside a studio in Queens. The internet buzzed with unconfirmed reports of tension between the two, but both stayed silent. Then, things got even weirder. Remy's daughter, Remy, was absent from several family posts. Fans started asking questions. Where's the baby? Everything okay at home? But instead of clearing the air, Remy shut down, deactivating her comments, blocking accounts, and skipping press altogether. And behind closed doors, her health was spiraling. One family insider claims that Remy had been hospitalized quietly multiple times in the last 6 months, each time under aliases, each time discharged early. She didn't want nobody to know, the source said. She's a warrior. She was trying to handle this in silence. But that silence almost cost her everything. But the final straw came just days ago. Remy reportedly had a heated backstage confrontation at a recording set. And while the name of the person involved hasn't been confirmed, fans are speculating it was someone from her past. Someone who left emotional scars. A witness claims the altercation ended with Remy storming out crying and collapsing later that night in her dressing room. Paramedics were called. Cameras were shut off. Phones were confiscated. But one crew member got a photo, a blurry, gut-wrenching image of Remy on a stretcher. Eyes closed, oxygen mask strapped tight, and Papoose running behind the gurney. That photo never made it online. Until tonight, and once it did, Remy's family had no choice but to go public. The moment that photo hit the internet, everything shifted. No more rumors, no more whispers. No more hiding. Remy Ma was in critical condition. Within minutes, blogs erupted. Headlines blared across TMZ, Hollywood Unlocked, and even local news outlets. Remy Ma rushed to ICU after backstage collapse. Papoose seen crying outside hospital. Is this the end for a Bronx legend? But what fans didn't know was how serious it really was. Insiders confirmed to us that after collapsing backstage, Remy went into cardiopulmonary distress on the way to the hospital. Her oxygen levels dropped. Her heart rate spiked. The paramedics thought they were going to lose her in the ambulance, and when she finally reached the ER, she was unresponsive. Doctors immediately activated a code blue. They began working on her in a frantic attempt to stabilize her vitals. Tubes were inserted, monitors were screaming, nurses were scrambling to keep her alive, and Papoose. He was screaming in the hallway. One nurse allegedly overheard him yelling, "Don't you let her die in there. Don't you dare let her go." My wife. It was chaos. But somehow, she made it through the night. Remy was placed in the intensive care unit and sedated. Her body had gone through a physical breakdown so intense. Doctors described it as a complete system shock. The kind of trauma that only builds up after months of ignoring internal signs. But then came the real blow. The next morning, her doctor met with the family, and what he told them shook everyone to the core. Remy wasn't just fighting stress. She wasn't just exhausted. Her collapse wasn't a one-off incident. She had been diagnosed with a rare and aggressive autoimmune condition, one that had been attacking her organs for possibly over a year. Silently, it was a hidden illness, undetected, misdiagnosed, and worsened by overwork, stress, and, according to insiders' emotional trauma. The doctor's words were clear. She doesn't start immediate treatment. She might not survive the month. Everyone in the room went silent, and it was in that silence that something even darker began to surface. Leaked voice note allegedly recorded by a member of Remy's team began circulating on a private Discord server late that night. In the audio, you can hear a woman sobbing. Whispers of "I can't take it anymore, and he lied to me again," then silence. And finally, "I think Papoose broke my heart for the last time." What? Yes, you heard that right. It seems Remy's collapse wasn't just physical, it was emotional. And the pain might have come from home for weeks now. Rumors had swirled around a young female rapper who was seen frequently at the same studio Papoose manages. She posted vague captions like, "Loyalty is dead and he don't belong to you no more," along with photos of a stout jewelry fans say looks exactly like Papoose's signature pieces, and it gets messier. Just days before Remy's collapse, this same woman posted a now-deleted IG story with a man in the background who looked eerily similar to Papoose. The caption, "Don't wait until it's too late to say I love you." Boom! Instant explosion. Screenshots of the story spread like wildfire. Fans started tagging Papoose. His silence only made it worse. But while Twitter was spiraling and YouTube commentators were going live with titles like, "Did Papoose cheat again while Remy's sick?" the hospital room remained still because Remy was still unconscious. And the people closest to her were preparing for the worst. Her mother arrived from upstate. In tears, her cousin broke down in the hallway. Even Fat Joe canceled all appearances, reportedly sitting outside the hospital for over 5 hours, refusing to speak to the press. But Papoose's behavior grew stranger by the hour. A hospital worker claims he left Remy's bedside for over 6 hours and came back with bloodshot eyes and no explanation. Some speculated he'd been crying. Others think he was out making phone calls, but it was what happened at 3:47. A .m that sent shockwaves through the family. A private nurse caught him on camera, arguing on the phone in the stairwell, pacing back and forth, saying things like, "She wasn't supposed to find out. Delete everything off your phone." I'm not gonna let this destroy everything I built. What is happening? When the family confronted him, he denied everything. But one insider close to Remy told us this. She had been having doubts for months. She just didn't want to believe he'd betray her while she was breaking down. But now, all the signs were there. And then came the first twist that changed everything. That same young female rapper posted a baby bump pic. Caption. He said it was always going to be us. Now it's just me and you, Lil One. And just like that, the cheating rumor turned into a possible secret pregnancy scandal. Remy's in the ICU, barely hanging on. And the man she thought would never betray her might have given his heart and future to someone else, just when everyone thought the situation couldn't possibly get any darker. A leaked text thread from Remy Ma's personal phone hit the internet, and it shattered what little faith fans had left in PAPO. It started with a cryptic post from a verified T page on Twitter, known for exposing entertainment scandals. They tweeted, "Someone in Remy's camp just dropped this. If it's true, Papoose has been lying to us all." Attached were 3 screenshots, blurred names, but the timestamps, the tone, the context. Unmistakable. Remy had been texting someone about Papoose's behavior. In the messages, she wrote, "I know something's wrong. He's always hiding his phone now. That girl was at the studio again. I asked him, and he just laughed. He's cheating? Well, I'm sick. I swear, it'll kill me." Fans lost their minds. The woman who once stood as a pillar of strength, who survived prison, industry blackballing, and public scrutiny, was now fighting for her life in more ways than one. But then came the bombshell no one saw coming. Cardi B entered the chat. Out of nowhere, Cardi posted a photo of Remy on her IG stories. An old picture of the 2 women backstage at an award show, laughing side by side. The caption, "You hurt the wrong one. She would have died for you. I see it now." What? That was all it took. The internet exploded with speculation. Is Cardi calling out Papoose? What did she see? Was she the industry friend Remy was texting? Within hours, the hashtag #ProtectRemy was trending #1 on Twitter. Fans, celebrities, and bloggers flooded the timeline with outrage. Some stood behind Remy. She gave him her best years. Ain't no excuse for betrayal. It ain't about cheating, it's about abandoning someone at their lowest. If Papoose did this, he's done in the culture. Others were torn. We don't know the full story. Let's wait. Could be fake screenshots, these blogs chase clout. What if it's all a misunderstanding? But the drama didn't stop there. Another post surfaced, this time from a hospital staff member with a burner account. It's claimed Remy's been in and out of consciousness. But when she came to, she asked one thing: where is he? They told her he wasn't there. She cried and whispered, "I knew it." That broke fans. But it's what happened next that nobody could believe. In an exclusive voice memo shared with the Shade Room, Fat Joe, Remy's longtime brother in hip-hop, called Papoose out directly. His voice tired, but firm. "You don't abandon family, man. Not when they need you most. Whatever secrets you've got, handle them. But don't let that woman suffer alone." Now we had Cardi and Fat Joe stepping in. The floodgates were wide open. And then, boom, Papoose posted a single black square, white text. One sentence: "A man's silence don't mean he's guilty. It means he's protecting something." What does that mean, Pap? Was he confirming something? Was he throwing shade at Remy for the leak? Was he hiding another woman? Comment sections erupted. At famous LEXI_ wrote, "So you out here cryptic posting while Remy's in ICU? Grow up." Double quotes at NYC legend XX said, "You protecting WHAT, bro? The other chick or your brand?" Meanwhile, guess who else decided to pop back in? That same young female rapper who'd posted the baby bump. She uploaded a TikTok slow motion walking past the camera, flaunting a bump in a glittery hoodie with the caption, "Don't come for me unless you're her." And she can't right now. Oh no, she didn't. That clip hit over 3 million views in 4 hours. Fans tagged everyone. She's heartless, disrespectful to a sick woman. Papoose needs to get his house in order. But this wasn't even the final straw. That came from Remy's own sister. She hadn't spoken publicly in over a year. But on her close friend's story, which of course was screenshot and leaked, she posted a blurry photo of Remy in the hospital bed and wrote, "She always put you first, even when you ain't deserve it." And just like that, the final nail was driven in Papoose, once hip-hop's most loyal husband. Is now painted as a man who let his queen suffer while he played house elsewhere. Whether true or not, the internet had made its decision, and Remy, still unconscious, still fighting by the time the leaked screenshots, Cardi's post, Fat Joe's warning, and the Mystery Girl's TikTok hit the internet. It was no longer just a scandal. It was a full-blown cultural war. Social media platforms were practically burning down under the weight of #ProtectRemy, #papoose posed, and #this AIN single quotes to love. And while some fans were in denial trying to keep hope alive, others, they were pulling receipts, analyzing lyrics, and even reposting old interviews that suddenly sounded a lot more suspicious. One viral TikTok went deep. Y'all remember when Papoose went on Drink Champs and said, "I believe in loyalty, but I'm also human." I thought he was being humble. Now I'm hearing guilt. And then the real explosion came from Instagram Live. Who pops up? None other than Jade, Remy Ma's former rap rival, the woman she famously clashed with during her early comeback years. Everyone thought Jade would use this moment to gloat. But she shocked the entire culture. She sat down in front of a plain wall, no makeup, and said, "This ain't funny, this ain't karma. Remy Ma fought through hell and back to be where she is, and if she's hurting, I'm hurting too." She paused, visibly emotional, then added, "I might not like her, right? I might not like her, but I respect her, okay? And if the man she stood by is really out here doing her dirty now, then he ain't who we thought he was." Boom. Straight like that, the comments lit up instantly. Wait, Jade is writing for Remy. That's growth. Imagine your enemies being more loyal than your husband. Nah, this is when the mask comes off. More. And more voices poured in. Charlemagne thought God took to the Breakfast Club with a heated take. Remy built that man's image. She didn't just carry her own career, she carried his. And now when she needs him most, he's gone ghost. I don't care how many rhymes you spit, this ain't real love. Ebro Darden tried to play mediator on Hot 97. We still don't know the full story. Let's not crucify the man off leaks and social media. But that didn't stop the dragging. Then came a moment that stopped everyone cold. Remy Ma's old prison friend, a woman named Shay from BEGS, who rarely speaks on anything public, posted a single sentence on Facebook. She used to say if he ever left her, she wouldn't survive it. People were shook. Suddenly, it wasn't just drama. It was emotional trauma. A ticking time bomb of real pain bubbling under years of loyalty, silence, and survival. Even Nicki Minaj fans started chiming in, not out of hate, but in disbelief. We clowned Remy all these years. But now I just feel bad. No woman deserves this. And then ... you guessed it. Nicki herself dropped a cryptic tweet. Just a emoji, followed by the words, "When the crown slips, the kingdom shows its teeth." Now that had fans going crazy. Was it shade? Was it support? Was it both? Nobody knew, but everyone was talking. Meanwhile, Bet reportedly reached out to producers to potentially pull a planned tribute segment to Remy Ma due to the sensitive nature of her health. But fans protested. No, don't erase her. This is the moment to celebrate her, not bury her. Over on Twitter, X, Remy's son, Jason, posted a rare update, just one sentence that melted the internet. "My mom's the strongest person I know. Y'all better believe she'll gon' make it." It brought people to tears. But behind The public chaos. Silence still loomed from PAPOOSE. No apologies, no explanations. Just cryptic quotes and vanishing acts. And that silence. It spoke louder than any interview ever could, as the world watches, divided and emotionally exhausted. One thing's for certain. The love story of Remy Ma and Papoose, once considered hip-hop's greatest, is now hanging by a thread. And only time will tell if that thread is strong enough to hold Dot or if it's already snapped. Just when fans began to cling to that last thread of hope. Just when people thought maybe, just maybe, Remy Ma might pull through this. A new hospital visitor walked into Mount Sinai, and the second her name hit the registry, all hell broke loose. Who let her in here? A nurse's voice echoed down the corridor as security rushed toward the ICU wing. Because standing at the entrance, holding a bouquet of white lilies and wearing dark oversized glasses, was none other than Cecilia Diaz, the alleged other woman. Papoose was rumored to have been secretly meeting in Brooklyn. Yup. Her. The one whose name was scrubbed off every gossip blog weeks ago. The one who fans said looked too comfortable in that blurry video taken outside the Soul Train Awards after party. The one everyone swore was just a stylist. But there she was, standing outside Remy Ma's hospital room, crying, and the worst part, she wasn't turned away, according to two separate eyewitnesses, one of whom posted a voice note anonymously on Reddit. Papoose didn't just allow her inside, he escorted her in. Yo, let that sit for a second while Remy Ma is unconscious, hooked up to machines, and surrounded by worried family and fans. The man she stood by through prison, betrayal, lawsuits, and death threats, was letting another woman into her private hospital room. And it doesn't stop there, because right after that, something even more disturbing came out. A voicemail. Leak dropped online, distorted and crackly. But definitely real. It was Remy's voice, weak, slurred, but unmistakable. Tell him, I know. I ain't stupid. I saw her name. Just tell him. I said thank you for everything. It was time-stamped 2 days before she slipped into a coma, and in that one heartbreaking message, Remy Ma confirmed what the blogs had only been whispering. She knew. She knew about the betrayal. She knew about the late-night meetings. She knew who Cecilia Diaz really was, and worse, she accepted it, fans lost it. Remy gave her whole life for that man, and now she's thanking him as her goodbye. Nah, I'm sick. That voicemail broke me. She didn't even fight him. She just let go. I don't care what Papoose raps ever again. This is unforgivable. The heartbreak was universal, even Funk Flex, the same man who clowned Remy years ago, choked up on air. She ain't perfect, but she's a fighter. And if this is the end of her story, then this ain't how it was supposed to go. But just when the world was drowning in grief, betrayal, and disbelief, another name slipped out. One of the nurses reportedly heard Remy murmur it under her breath right before she coded J. J. Help. And people went wild because, according to deep fans who've been following Remy since the Terror Squad days, Jay is the name of Remy's secret half-brother, a man she was once incredibly close to but who vanished from her life after a family feud in 2010. Is he back? Is he the one Remy truly trusts? Is he about to blow this whole story wide open? Nobody knows, not yet. But what's clear is this: the betrayal runs deeper than anyone thought. Remy knew more than she let on. And this story, it's far from over because, as we speak, family members are holding emergency meetings. Hospital staff are being told not to speak to press. And Papoose has reportedly hired a crisis PR team. The silence is deafening. The rage is rising. And fans, they're not letting this one go. Because whether Remy survives or not, the truth about what happened behind those hospital walls will be exposed. And when it is, it might just destroy hip-hop's most legendary love story forever. This is not how any of us saw it ending. Remy Ma The queen who battled prisons, critics, betrayal, and the entire rap game now lies silent. Her family shattered, her legacy hanging by a thread. And the man who was supposed to protect her, standing beside another woman at her bedside. We don't know if Remy Ma will make it. We don't know if that final voicemail was her goodbye. And we definitely don't know why Papoose would open the door to the same woman fans believe broke Remy's spirit in the first place. But we do know this. The truth is bubbling to the surface. Voicemails are leaking, and someone in that hospital room is going to speak. So now we turn it over to you, the real fans, the ones who followed this couple from mixtapes to marriage, to medical crisis. Do you think Papoose really betrayed Remy in her darkest hour? Was Cecilia Diaz just a stylist or something far worse? And what was Remy trying to tell us with her final words? Tell him I know. Drop your theories, your rage, and your prayers in the comments below, because we are not done with this story. Not even close. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and buckle up. The next chapter is already writing itself, and trust us. You won't believe who just entered that hospital next. See you in the next video.